Like, why are we getting no DMs on Smart Nonsense Twitter?
No, wait. I say they're probably hiding in the message requests.
Oh, you think we got message requests? We ain't turn on that setting.
We get no inbound.
So
nothing.
we've had 200,000 views from literally the most powerful people in the world. Hey, you want to talk to us? Guess what? You can't.
Welcome to the Smart Nonsense Podcast, baby. We talk about entrepreneurship, self-development, challenging norms. I think
that was a weird
baby.
We're so in the rhythm that felt weird, even though it was basically the same thing.
This felt like old times' sake.
Hell yeah!
All right,
rip it.
We said we got 20 minutes. Fire it up.
Zero
on all cylinders.
real
Hop
topics.
Online. We'll find a topic or two. Go on YouTube, subscribe, leave a review, listen to this in your car, whatever. Let's
How
go.
about this? You want a topic or two?
Yeah.
How about 200,000
200,000
topics?
What do you mean?
200,000 people liking, viewing our shit.
Oh, so
Chamath,
big night.
he crossed the one banger. I don't think.
I think he said 110,000.
Fuck yeah.
That was cool. So, where we left off, I had left Chamath
easy.
an email. What's he at?
Why? Who the fuck? Why are we following this dude? Get the fuck out of here.
How did that? Are we being hacked?
We might be getting hacked.
Who was that? It was like Drifter 3004.
I don't know. I don't like it though.
Is that someone we hired? We don't know about.
There we go.
Chamath's in. He's in. He's invested. No, he has not invested, but
Hey.
he hit me back like, we're doing huge views. Thanks for this.
More important, Big Tech Alert said at Chamath, CEO of Social Capital, chairman of Virgin Galactic, is now following at Smart Nonsense. He's chairman of Virgin Galactic?
That's the stupidest tweet I've ever heard. Chairman of Virgin Galactic is now following Smart Nonsense Media on Twitter. Yeah, I think he is. Because he was going to get the besties to go to space for the 50th episode or something. He's like, I could get the four of us to the front of the line. And Sax was like, well, I'm going to need to work out a bit. I just made that up. I'm sorry, Sax.
Oh, Sax. Remember when he shut down our clip because we made him too fat?
He
as
did
a joke?
do that. He did do that.
Yeah, Chamath. That's so funny, dude. Chamath had 116,000 views posted from Smart Nonsense. Well, not from Smart Nonsense.
He might be our biggest push, actually. He's got 1.5 million followers.
Yeah, Naval has 1.4, so he's got a little bit more.
Arms race.
I like how our shit is daddy as the fucking caption. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about too. Yeah, Naval's at 91,000. Gonna be at 100 by the time this, for sure 100 by the time this pops. What I wanted to say was, how beautiful was it this morning where I like the, what's it called when you like flex, but it's inadvertent flex?
Oh, humble brag?
Humble
But
brag.
humble brags are bad. But this was a good one.
Maybe.
I like this one. I texted you about it.
So this morning, which I proposed this originally to the Naval team, in particular Nivi, where I was like, hey, instead of us posting and you retweeting, how about you just post but use the media studio, which sort of links back to Smart Nonsense. And you can, if you want to put it in the heading, like, oh, via Smart Nonsense, like by Smart Nonsense, you can. But he was like, no, we'll just retweet it. But then this morning he says, hey, let's try posting from Naval's account, the 1.4 million subscriber one. And here's the headline. Also gave us access to his media studio, which is funny because we can, in theory, fuck up his account. So he's like,
yeah.
Don't fuck up his Twitter. Smiley face. And then I respond like, yes, we just did that with Chamath's clip and it looks much cleaner. We'll remove the title, description, links, etc. from Naval's videos. And then I link it.
Just pit them against each other.
Just like, hey, you know how you're both sort of, are they both Indian? Chamath is
Sri Lankan.
Whatever, eastern half of the world, similar people, similar following. And it's like, hey, his clip's doing a little bit better than yours.
We didn't say it directly. No, that was really funny.
At least for us, they didn't react at all.
I texted and I'm like, quote, yeah, we do Chamath clips. I don't know if you've seen them. Yeah.
We were like, no, we're done with the tech bro shit. We're not bros.
We're back, baby.
We're back, baby.
It was a facade. No, we are not back. We need to promote Tony today.
Oh, true.
That's what
our one thing for today is removing ourselves.
I think, this is obviously a roller coaster, but today it's Friday the 24th of September. We need to wrap on fires at Smart Nonsense Media.
Yeah, put them all out.
And move into product side of things next week so that media can run itself without these two clowns. Self-sabotaging.
I mean, and now, hey, self-sabotage. Our Smart Nonsense Twitter, which I just told you, I'm like, oh, I got 10 DMs on our Smart Nonsense Instagram, which is super new versus our Twitter. We've had that for longer, and it's more legit. I'm like, why are we getting no DMs on Smart Nonsense Twitter? And then I look in and it's like,
no, wait, I say they're probably hiding in the message requests.
I'm like,
you don't really get notified for those.
oh, you think we got message requests? we ain't turn on that setting.
We get no inbound.
So
nothing.
we've had 200,000 views from literally the most powerful people in the world. This is Silicon Valley
how you
Twitter.
do it.
And hey, you want to talk to us? Guess what? You can't. Unless, that's the thing. The reason why I was not entirely like, we just fuck everything up was because in our bio, it says started by Dylan Jardon and at Henry Belcaster. So if they really wanted, they could DM us personally.
Yeah, they probably did. They probably did.
And we ignore those two.
Yeah.
But I was going to say is we're getting a lot of these DMs and it's people that want these one-off videos and they're willing to pay a lot of money. Like we just had someone that's like, hey, I have a 2-minute video down to pay $2,000. Like, let me pay it right now. I haven't even shot it yet. And we're like, oh, I don't know if we do that. Maybe we'll do that. We as a business don't know what we're doing. So please wait. Put the ball back in your court. So
what would you do if you were in our shoes?
How much are you willing to pay? And we'll charge that. So we don't really know. Part of me is like,
for a while you were like, it's just too much work to do all those one-offs. So to invoice that and charge that and communicate with them,
right?
It's too much work at scale.
Right. That's why Clipped was nice is we just get credit card orders come through. And we can do the same. We just got to revamp Clipped because it's like Clipped. Okay, that's done. Like it didn't quite get the traction we wanted because it's not giving the people what they want. People want same quality that they're already getting, super easy, hands off, and they're willing to pay for it.
Right. The magic of what we do, you realized yesterday is, and talking to Shane, I think we talked about, it's the rough cutting. It's taking 30 minutes and distilling that into the 1-minute gem.
Right.
So it's actually our storytelling. We weren't offering that as part of Clipped. We were making the customer do that.
And that's
it's
also
our edge.
Good for us because that's going to make the clip better.
Right.
So if they give us a shitty droning audio and they're like, no, that's what we want edited. Like,
it's bad.
Fuck that. Yeah. We don't want to put that out as a clipped product or a Smart Nonsense product. Also, talking to Yuri, who's worked back with Todd, he's been sort of an advisor. He helped establish the original, like, hey, just charge them $700 a clip. They want to know how much a clip costs. Back when HubSpot and Sam came into it,
he pitched the retainer model, right?
Right. He's the reason for the retainer model. He's honestly, he's like Wano in terms of advising. And so we're going back and forth. He saw that we did Naval and he's like, holy shit, you're doing Naval now? And we're like, yeah, and Chamath, a little jelly. Big day. He's like, yeah, dude, I think high-end subscription is the way to go. Not one-offs. Like, get them in subscription model because that's just a lot better, which I think is valid because most people are going to want probably a couple clips a month. And I think there's merit there versus we don't really want to deal with just one-off people that have, I have my one Super Bowl ad I want to do a year and then do that. We want the people that are not quite producing 20 minutes of content, but what about the 5 minute?
Yeah. 4 minutes.
There you go.
Yeah, subscription is just always better in that sense. This is what Wano keeps telling us, just more from the product side. It's like, it's just forecasting. And part of an agency's problem is just, it's so much like who's selling, who's working, then we're working, it's like you can't forecast anything because it's just whatever projects you're working on.
I think
that's why retainer was so good. That's why subscription's so good. That's why quarterly and semi-annual contracts are so good. It allows us to actually build for the future.
Having a 5K subscription, I think makes sense intuitively. Like
that's
5K.
That's where I wanted to start with Clipped, was pushing that.
Yeah.
It's sitting on the board, secure Clipped.
You're trying to tell me that I was wrong and you were right?
No, but I've listed on the board, I've listed on the board 4 people I think would pay $5,000 a month all day long. You've got Ali Abdal, a guy I know, Jason Calacanis' team has said they would. Nick Sharma, if we find him again.
Right.
That's like, There's a lot there. That's kind of a
But
subscription.
that's also where, for us to go to the level where we can charge 1,000 or more per up to 60-second clip, we actually have to be good at marketing. What Shane Mack said, where we're no longer, we're dissociating the time from the pay. Now it's like we're going to the people that have, maybe they just have 5 amazing messages a month, and we're going to help you tell that better than anyone else in the world.
That's what we do.
But if we're competing with like, oh, well, Ollie, I can get my clips with the little subtitles with the black bar background, and that only cost me $2,000 a month. Why would I go to you? We're not even. We can't compare.
Choice.
We're
Choice
apples.
in comparison.
Yeah, we're bananas. They're apples. So we don't want to be competing in that. But in order for that to be the case, we have to clearly differentiate, and that's where having a proper website with proper copy. That's like, hey, you have 5 big ideas a month. We're gonna help you tell that in the best way possible.
Yep.
I think that's 5 big ideas. We're gonna help fucking spread that like wildfire.
That's the $5,000 a month.
Right. And that makes sense. It's
right.
like,
It's not minutes and dollars. It's you have 5 ideas.
and this gets back to when I was like, I was doing the back of the envelope math of like, how does this get to $1 billion in revenue a year? Just because I like feeling what that would be like. And it was fucking like 6,000 clips a fucking day or
I think
week.
it was 60,000.
It was a fuckload of clips. And I'm like, oh my God, that's like the entire content creator economy is going through that. Versus you have some of the top creators where the return on investment of doing these higher quality clips, fewer of them, but higher quality, makes up for a lot of that. So instead of making $100 per clip, now we make 1,000. And then whatever we have to do, factor.
Factors are nice for any of our factor listeners. Another thought I had, because we talk to Wano every once in a while, and I'm like, dude's a beast for a bunch of different reasons that we aren't. And it was making me think there's this great character on Sam and Sean's podcast. It's Sean's brother-in-law.
Rabbit hole guy.
He's Rabbit Hole Guy. And I'm just wondering if there's like, maybe it's Yuri comes, just like these recurring characters on the podcast. We don't like guests. But it could be kind of funny if they just come in, blow shit up. It's kind of like the idea of listening to everyone and then ignoring everyone.
Right.
I don't know if we like guests, but it'd be kind of funny to bring them in and blow things up. Just as like thought experiments.
Maybe. It's based on personality. So it's going to be someone that's fun and polarizing, and he's definitely polarizing. I don't know how fun he'd be.
Especially on the air.
Right.
You know, he's not a very public
on the air
person.
is a different thing. And that's why I'm like, yo, dude, why don't you have your own YouTube channel and do a lot of what you're doing already for Todd, just for yourself? And he's like, I don't want to be the public figure. But it doesn't matter. One thing that's interesting, though, speaking of Wano in our conversations this morning, one, I want to talk about Mischief a little bit, but also NFTs and how we're in this interesting space where now we're talking to Jack Butcher of Visualize Value, who is the coolest content creator outside of us on Twitter in this niche. He's the go-to. And so, and he's explored NFTs, and I remember he was on My First Million, and he talked about how he's making more money on NFTs than he did with all his products and business last year combined. And it's like, oh fuck, maybe we should be going into this. And now we're talking to him, right. And he's actually messaging us. He's like, holy shit, like you guys are. I should read it because we also sent it to Nico, who's the one actually doing the edits. He's like, ace work, brother. And I'm like, oh, it's actually Nico. He's a beast. And Jack's like, what a legend. Man's got talent. I send that to Nico. Nico's like, this gives me so much more motivation. Holy shit.
That's insane.
Which, can you imagine? It's like, I've been copying this. It's as if, I don't want to compare Jack to like Picasso, but say you're like imitating Picasso style, then he's somehow alive and also communicates back like, hey, you're fucking knocking my socks off. Like, this shit is fire. Can you imagine? Just your
so
idol
rad.
that you're copying says that.
So that gives me so much joy to like connect Nico and Jack Butcher, for instance, and
Right.
Dharmesh and AJ, who are just having a blast together. That gives me so much joy.
And now that's what Jack said. I'm like, oh, I got to throw you all in a room together. So talented. And he's like, would love to. You can give him my number if you like. It's like, oh.
What the fuck?
And Jack's such a chiller. Like, Jack never asks for anything. We're like, hey, do you want to give us credit? Want us to give you credit or whatever it might be? And he's like, nah, man, all good. Whatever you want to do. And we're like, oh, fuck, this guy. And when I asked Nivi too, who's Naval's right-hand man, Nivi was like, nah, Jack's chill. Like, he probably won't care. Like, do whatever you guys want. And it's like, oh, we love working with those people. Those are the people that, like, they're not looking through, like, I know I pride myself still on not having to do contracts and doing a lot of word of mouth, or not like just, what's that called? Like handshake sort of deals.
Verbal.
Right. Verbal arrangements, which has fucked us repeatedly in the past, but it also makes you think like, okay, who do you actually want to work with? Because Dharmesh, he's someone who's like, hey guys, it doesn't feel fair how much I'm paying. Let me pay you a lot more. You guys deserve it. I'm like, oh my God, I want to work with you till the day I die. Like it's so motivating.
And then we give.
Right.
And then he gives.
It's fucking give stacking. And
give stacking.
And now Jack Butcher is doing the same thing. Maybe we connect him with Nico, but maybe there's something that can work because he is in NFTs, but it's all images. So like NFTs aren't just images, they're also video. What if we took some of your NFTs and helped you turn them into video, and there's some sort of collaboration where we share, you share, 50, whatever it is, 50. Whatever you want to do.
It's also the like, what was that quote? Something about like bring on experts outside you. Like basically you don't know anything.
Right.
You know, like a very narrow sliver. Like Jack has all that NFT knowledge. Ian, our friend, has all that NFT knowledge. Like bring him in.
Right.
Bring him in. Like Jack, what would you do with these videos as an NFT? Great idea. Okay. We'll do the half of that, which is the video. Let's launch it. Then we don't have to do the rabbit hole NFT stuff.
I know. He's already in it.
There by proxy.
Part of me is like...
Wasn't it Justin Kahn bringing on experts other than himself? He's like... I forget.
I don't know, probably. But so maybe we'll explore that. Henry and I, we talked yesterday or a couple of days ago about like NFTs. Clearly this is like, we're in the art world and we're creating some of the best art that is really getting known and millions of people are seeing it. Why aren't we taking advantage of this bubble? And for me, it's felt like I've just never really been interested in NFTs. I guess I don't appreciate it enough, but also I don't like inflating the bubble. Like it doesn't feel, I never felt like we were adding enough value until the Naval edit. The Naval edits to me feel like actual artwork, like evergreen artwork. I think that was my issue with All-In, is all of their stuff is just fleeting, or for the most part fleeting. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything in general that is going to still hold up a year or two from now. I don't think so. Naval, that's timeless. That's going to be fucking till like 3,000.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm okay with as an NFT, because one, it's also super cool with NFTs. If when you sell them, you still get a percentage of any time the transaction is made. So it's like, oh, maybe we should actually take this seriously, especially since like the king of NFTs is someone that we know and are in contact with.
Just text him. Dude, had this epiphany this morning.
Well, I'm talking about Devin Finzer, like CEO of OpenSea.
Okay.
We know all the people in this space that are crushing it. We work on an NFT company. That's one of our clients, our main clients.
Yeah.
And we're just avoiding it, which
basically,
is probably silly.
Can we just do the artwork for somebody else's project? Basically.
Part of the problem though is we, branding wise, Visualize Value is its own brand. That's Jack Butcher's brand. That has 200,000 probably plus followers on each platform, Twitter and Instagram. We don't have that. We're Henry Belcaster. We're Smart Nonsense. We're, I don't know what the fuck we are.
Dude, while this is hot, text him. Let's talk to him this afternoon.
Oh.
See if, just be like, dude, had this epiphany to figure out a Visualize Value bracket Smart Nonsense NFT. We know nothing. Want to chat about? Ow, I just poked myself in the eye.
Maybe like you want to riff on some ideas or something?
Yeah, let's riff it.
Okay. I'll hit him up. Hey, you want to come on the pod too? I don't want to like put that pressure on.
No guests.
Yeah, no guests. That is true.
I got to run. So this is cool. Fuck. Chamath is in the house. Naval is in the house. Jack Butcher is in the house. We need to promote Tony today. Smart Nonsense Media. Fires have been fought. For now. Next week, we productize a bit.
Oh yeah. We might see you in a couple hours. Who knows?
How about that? After Jack. See ya.
Deuces.